I don't feel like doing anything. If you don't feel like doing anything, don't do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and hello. I came here to film a video because I wasn't up to anything else today, and I was asked for this one. Someone at karaoke yesterday asked, who's like familiar with what I do, Finneas, how do you handle being like overthinking? How do you deal with overthinking something? I got on all of my trackers, all of my everything, so I could film that because I wasn't up to anything else today. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not doing anything else, so I might as well. In particular, someone asked for it. I'm in position to supply it, and I'm not doing anything else. Like, sure, why not? Like, here we go. I'll make a video today. That sounds great. I like making videos. Except for I feel a little conflicted. So you are getting the video that I just barely introduced, but I'm going to be conflicted for about 5 to 10 minutes first, because I like doing that. So skip ahead if you just want the philosophy of the video, because there is one. I guarantee. I just have to sort through my mental state first, and I'm bringing you along that journey. Point being, I'm going to overthink a little bit, and then we'll resolve it. So it should be a lot of fun, actually. Let's begin. Those who have been watching know that Resonate's a little bit hard for me with the recent breakup and just a lot of other life things that are going on. But then I'm in VR chat now, but then that has its own set of circumstances and people who I want to hang out with, but then I feel just, I'm messy on the inside, and so then I don't want to be anywhere, but I want to film. And it's the sort of thing like Resonate makes me think of the good times and the bad times, and then VR chat makes me think of the good times and the bad times. So what am I going to do? Like, just not be a kitty cat? Like, what? No. So what platform do I want to be a kitty cat in when they both have their ups and downs? And it's like, man, just stop thinking so much and just choose one. Like, come on, man. Well, you gotta do something here. And I suppose all I feel like saying there is active internal conflict about which application I use to film right now for very many internal Finneas former, kitty cat, overthinking, complicated brain types of ways there is overthought taking place right now. We are going to interject because I have to bring up, sometimes I think that I think a normal amount for the type of person that I am, and some people are like, wow, Phineas, you're thinking too much. And it's like, actually, I'm thinking exactly the amount that's right for me, but I think for the most part, I do overthink. So I don't know. I take issue with what it is that I'm saying, but I kind of agree with it, but I kind of don't because it's just who I am. So let's move on. The first approach I'm going to take in my active overthought right now is to abstract what's going on. There are personal reasons that either application is challenging to inhabit at the moment, and if I'm not careful, it's tempting to talk or think solely about the reasons either one is challenging, because I'm confronting relationships with people and then myself, but then my art also, and then my family in the future. Like, I just have so much swimming around in my head. And if I get thinking about any individual aspect, I'll start trying to solve individual aspects, some of which don't have solutions. If there's a person or platform which you wronged or wronged you, if anything went wrong, basically, if anything ever has gone wrong ever, there's some things that you can't change on decision. There's some things you just have to live with. A location can't forgive you or hold a grudge against you. And I don't want to say this because it has to do with me specifically in Resonate, which is a virtual town that I'm uncomfortable in, but that's something that I bring to that particular table because it's a program that I run. I put on the funny headset and I press do this thing, and then Resonate takes place. So what happens after that point is on me. I can't just, make that better or worse. It's there. It's not changing. My relationship to it has changed. That's an internal thing. So too, with relationships with people, is if you felt awkward or if you got in an argument, you can't solve that immediately, whether you apologize to a person or change your internal attitudes or behaviors overnight. Like, just things take time to resolve. You can't just throw willpower and change the circumstance, which is only to say that during certain periods of overthought, there is no solution. Save for like time, right? If it's a place, you need time for the dust to settle, and then you can like try going back if you want to, or find a new place, or whatever. If it's with people, give it time, or choose different people, or whatever the thing is that you need to do, but it takes time to resolve these things. There is no immediate solution, so overthought helps you not at all, because the only solution is time. Whew, we've established the principle then. Sometimes overthinking cannot help. Let's move on to the next thing. The reason I bring this up is during periods of overthought, which I will turn back to more specifically later in this video, if I do not hold in mind that time is the only real solution and I get focused on the individual problems most immediately at hand, I will end up replaying conversations that I had, or imagining apologies that I might make, or thinking about places I've been that I used to have aspirations towards, or then people that you broke up with that sullied the place in the first place in my head. Like the place itself is fine, it hasn't changed, I've changed, but I'll focus on what changed, what I would have done differently about it, what I would like to do in the future, and I don't think that's useful to do. Now let's talk about how overthinking plays into it. Because a lot of people, Finneas Former, you overthink. I mean, I don't think they're wrong. But also, it's not really a choice that I have. It's like an activity that I perform, but whether I perform it on camera or not, the process takes place regardless. And I'm not, what should we do today? Let's think. It just happens. Sometimes it happens a lot, and sometimes it won't stop happening, and that's a bummer on times like that. And it's not me deciding to overthink and overanalyze. Sometimes I'll hold myself in that place, but for the most part, it's just when my head gets going, it's going and there's no stopping it. And that's just how I am, have been for my entire life. It's my style of person, is sometimes I overthink. Before we move on, we are going to spend time talking specifically about overthinking, just to get my handle on what it is that I am talking about most specifically when I say overthinking, what my relationship is to it, so as I move forward in this video, you know more about where I'm coming from, so you can measure where you're coming from against where I'm coming from, so you know how much grains of salt to use as you intake my words for the remainder of this video. How do I relate to overthinking? For me, it's automatic and frequently intrusive. I can't decide that we're going to think about something. It's just something happens, my mind has latched onto it and will not let it go. Will not let it go. And frequently, I get agitated by that. Like, ladies and gentlemen, hello. I don't know why I said that, but I said ladies and gentlemen, and then I always say greetings and hello after that, and so I felt like saying that. And I think what I meant to say was, it's nuts, guys. Like, are you kidding me? I think so much. It often happens when something painful takes place, or most usually when I have done something which I regret, or am not proud of, or shoot. When I've caused a problem is when overthought kicks in the most. And it's usually thoughts like, what I could have done differently, I wanted that to go a different way. A lot of I thoughts come into that, and they're deeply automatic. And they won't let me go whenever it comes up. Like, it's just what I'm doing until I am done doing it. I can't make it go away. And I get into a lot of gymnastics or break down different ways to manipulate emotional concepts to try and figure out or put labels to what's going on, what are elements inside of what's bothering me, how can we address any individual element for the future, if not in this circumstance, then in other circumstances moving forward. If I feel like I want to make forward progress to not feel the way that I do, after I've isolated any one of these elements, is there a quick way I can start putting any of those elements into test or production to try and start handling what I'm so focused on? And all of those gymnastics, that works. That works. I think about a lot of those things, and that helps. You have to be careful not to echo chamber yourself, But that does help me frequently handle overthought. But let's not worry about that too much, because I spent a long time cultivating that ability of breaking things down in that way. So what's a more surface level way to approach overthought? And again, I'm coming at this from the lens of the thoughts have taken me and they will not let me go. Overthought, but not by choice. If that's you, then here we go. And if that's not you, then maybe some of it will still apply. But this is especially for if a thought comes into your head and will not let you go, what are the things I do to handle that specific circumstance? The one thing we really need to agree on before we move forward is that in such a moment of overthought, typically you do not want to be in that moment of overthought. Because at least on my end, it won't let me go. And sometimes I want to live a life. Only now and then. It's something I've tried out, and I enjoy it, usually. But I feel like I can't live my life when I'm overthinking so much, because my head is then stuck in the headspace, and it's not in the present moment whatsoever. And I don't want to miss my life, but when my head won't let me go, and it's just latched onto a thought, it won't leave it alone. That's not living, that's just being cursed with a brain that's not friendly all of the time. I want to live a better life than that. But the overthinking has you and it will not let you go. So there's only two things you can really do, I think, is bear with it or try and do something about it to not feel the way that you do. For me, in the past, that's been alcohol, which fixes every single one of your problems. I'm a big proponent. Don't listen to me. But it fixes all of your problems. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. It combines your problems into only one problem. Yeah, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. It fixes all your problems. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. But to get back on track, I would like to tell you what my theory, personal philosophy, this is just Finneas Former coming at you right now. This is what I think is going on with overthinking and the way to approach it. When my brain latches onto a thought and will not let it go, that's a process that's just kind of running automatic, and it's a process which is much larger than myself. The theory here goes that my brain is bigger than me, it does more things than I can do, I exist as part of it, and I've expressed this philosophy before. Emotions come from somewhere outside of myself, which is all part of the same electric meat lump inside of the head. But in my opinion, this overthinking mechanism is a subroutine that I don't have control over. I can control my actions and do something incongruent to the way my mind is behaving. So at some point, either my action or my mind state will have to yield, and I can be stubborn, so usually my action wins out. That's hard to say, and not even what I felt like saying in this video, so I don't know why I said it just then, but that was an idea at least. And I think it might be time for some more live demonstration, because I'm not going to lie to you, I just got super duper bored. Like, so heckin' bored. I was in the middle of filming this thing, and it happened real fast, like right now. I just got super duper bored. So I'm going to do the bored thing, which is part of actively handling overthought, because my mind is stuck on something recently. It will not let me go, and it just barely happened again. So I'm just kind of bored. I want to do something different right now because my mind's got a lot going on it. So here's actively what I do when I'm overthinking. I'll demonstrate it to you live. And longtime viewers will know this one. You sit down. You sit down. Trackers, are you chilling? Like, what's going on, buddy? I'm trying to film a video right now, and I look like an eldritch horror. Someone weak decides to edit that out, but someone who is a champion decides to keep it in. Now, this one is going to be a little bit challenging for me to pull off, because when I get overwhelmed, like I did just now, or super bored, which is wanting to do something kind of to take my mind off of everything. Like, I want to go play a game or something. I've been doing a lot of that lately, though. So in sitting, with how bored I am, I want to do anything different right now. But I'm also filming, so I am doing something. So this will be hard to pull off, but I'm going to do my best, because I was feeling overwhelmed with all of my overthinking, and I chose to sit down about it, even though I was in the middle of something else. Let me talk you through. I prefer living an actionary life opposed to a reactionary life. Drinking or getting high, I still do enjoy doing. I know I come back and forth about that all of the time on this channel, and even caffeine I sometimes feel weird about because it's a status effect. I want to be purely myself, like, whatever. All I'm saying there is I don't like when I feel a certain way, and I want to not feel that way. So then substance abuse or even activities, going to hang out with a friend to distract myself from what's going on, that doesn't feel good to me because there's still something going on. I'm always aware of it in the back of my mind. And to me, at least, it just doesn't feel very good to feel gross on the inside for whatever reason and play a game to try and distract myself from it. Like, I don't, like, because then I know I'm just running away or hiding from something. And even if it's something that time is the only solution, I always will know I have that on the inside. And I'd rather address it to the best of my ability than do anything to distract myself from it. And now let's bring it to something else I brought up. I am not in charge of how or what I think, really, kind of. Impulses will come, like the brain will not let me go when it comes onto an idea, like I've been talking about, right? But I am in charge of my actions, so I could be playing a game right now, go take a substance or whatever the thing is to get my mind off of what's going on, or I want to fiddle with the circumstance, which is causing agitation, but I think that's just poking at a wound or whatever it is. Like, just let it go, it's totally fine, give it time, but I still feel the way that I do. Instead of reacting to it, what I enjoy doing in moments of overthought like that is sitting on the ground like I just barely did. You saw me in the middle of something. I stopped everything to sit on the ground because that's what I do chiefly when I'm overthinking too much. Sitting on the ground accomplishes a couple of things which might be useful to anyone out there who also tends to overthink. It can be uncomfortable, but useful, in my opinion. And it didn't work. Not even that worked, man. I was in the middle of filming something. Didn't take. Shoot. Which means I'm just gonna make a super duper hasty outro. Super sorry to do that to you guys, but I was into this filming session up until this point because I sat down on the ground when I got overwhelmed, tried carrying through, and then got a double down of I just need to be done. And I almost just quit the program. Just in the middle of filming too, man. Just like, we're not doing this right now. So I'm gonna tidy this up, do the best that I can and send this for just whatever reason, anything that's worth doing is worth doing poorly, and it was worth making a video, and it was, someone asked for it, so even if it's not the best, like, yeah, I had to, I give up, but I'm gonna finish what I did before I give up on it. Shoot. I don't know, I'm figuring things out, that's fine. At a certain point, if you're sitting and you're gonna get bored, but you're not letting yourself react to anything because you don't want to live a reactionary life, what it looks like is I sit down and let my brain just spin. Go, 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 go. Last time, just yesterday, it was about 2 hours of just sitting and like my head would not let me go. I didn't play a game, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything. I just sat and let my head spin because my head got the zoomies in a really big way. My personal philosophy is that if the bigger part of the brain that I have access to is zooming around at lightning speed, let it zoom around. It's dangerous because sometimes I'll grant you it's probably stuck in the same ruts and you're running around in the same, it's possible that your head is racing and it's just doing the same old, covering the same ground, driving you insane, accomplishing nothing. And that's, do the best you can in that circumstance. But for the most part, I think if your brain is racing, let it go. Just let it do its thing. It'll wear itself out eventually. And sitting still helps with the wearing out of the racing brain. Because it sucks sitting. And when you have a lot of agitated energy, and you just gotta go fast, you gotta distract yourself, or you're really panicking frequently when your mind is latched onto an idea that won't let you go, because you just wanna live your life. It makes sense. You wanna go do anything different. So sitting, just sitting, looking at a wall, for crying out loud, that's not something that you really wanna do when your mind has you and will not let you go. Sitting, that sucks. But it's one of the very few tools that I have at my disposal to combat when my brain won't let me go, because I'm in charge of my actions. I'm not in charge of what my brain is doing. It's really messy and strange and causes problems where there are no problems and holds me back from doing things that I deeply desire to do for reasons which I don't think are valid because it's deeply flawed. Like, my poor little brain, guys. But I'm in charge of my actions, not what my brain does. I don't overthink, usually. My head does. It just goes and goes and goes. But I can choose what I do. When I choose to do nothing, it's kind of like a power move. It's kind of like a power move to my brain, I think, because it's all that I can do. And if I want to act out to not feel a certain way, but all I'm doing is sitting, at a certain point, the brain gets very tired of sitting. Sitting sucks. Like, kind of right now, even in a little bit, but I could do anything else. Anything else on planet Earth. I could be doing anything and it would be more useful than sitting. Whether it was playing a game and making a number go up, or like doing dishes or whatever. Like, I could be doing anything and it would be better than doing nothing. Here's one of the secrets to my overthought, however. Because when you've been sitting for long enough, you will come to the point where you just want to do anything different. Sitting sucks. The first thing you'll go to is easy things. If I'm just sitting and accomplishing nothing anyway, I might as well be playing a video game and making my score go up. That seems more useful than sitting and doing nothing. But if I've reached sit down protocol levels of just agitation in my head, I don't want to be in the overthought position again. I want to be able to move forward, because if I'm here now, I will be here again. What can I do about the situation to at least try and work through something? But if I just go to playing a video game, that's distracting myself from what's going on, and I will be back in this position again. I will be anyway. My head won't let go of this idea for a really long time, but my head always has an idea that it won't let go of. So, nothing unusual is happening, really. But you might be able to say that I enter into sort of a war of attrition. Like, I want to be able to live my life, and my brain is zooming at 1,000 miles an hour, and will not let go of the idea that it came up with, whether it's guilt or indignation or a fear or shame, like whatever the thing is, the circumstance that you're overthinking about, my brain will not let me go, but I'm in charge of my actions, and so I, like, get in a staring contest, or like a standoff or something like that with my own brain. It's interesting, but it actually kind of works. Because I don't want to play a game. I want my life to be better than that. Because I want to walk away with some sort of a resolution. I don't want to walk away to do more of what it is that I do, to just whatever, because I want life to change. I want something to change. Nothing will change if I don't change, and I don't want the change to be, I get another prestige level in Dead by Daylight. That's not useful. That doesn't make my life better. That's not a change I care about. When I wake up tomorrow, that's not the thing I want to be excited about. That's not the change. That's not enough for me. That's not enough. I mean, look at me. I'm VTubing at 33 in my parents' basement, sitting on the floor, doing something even though I'm here because I didn't feel like doing anything. My head doesn't make any sense, man. But I'm just sitting on the floor like a yahoo. Like, what? What am I doing here? And what I'm describing is at a certain point of sitting on the floor, your brain starts coming up with, I want to do something. Get me off of this floor. It's something. Come on, buddy. Come on, anything. Let's play a game. That sounds fun. And I say no. You could watch TV, which is the same realm as playing a game. You could reach out to friends, which is better, sort of, but I'll often use friends as a way to distract myself from what's going on, or you could use friends to like open up with, and I don't know what that's like. I have a hard time opening up to individuals. It's the weirdest thing. But I usually hold out for something that will induce change. And if you hold fast and sitting on the floor, eventually things which are undesirable become desirable because they get you off of the floor. This principle does work, because you will enter a zone where even doing the dishes is better than sitting on the floor or doing your homework. Anything that typically sucks becomes a better alternative to sitting on the floor. Sometimes you will be sitting for hours. At the worst of it, that's at least how my head operates. Last time it was 2 hours, but usually they don't last that long. Usually it's only actually a couple of minutes at this point. Just because I've gotten a lot better at managing my mental states. But sometimes this like takes a while, but it's really uncomfortable to do. But the way I see it, I'm not doing anything anyway when I'm watching TV or playing a game. I'm not doing anything. I wake up tomorrow, my life is the same. Nothing has changed except for I might have a hangover or something. I try and be a little bit more proactive, and at a minimum on the scale of life change, if I just sit on the floor for 2 hours, I accomplished as much change as getting a prestige level in Dead by Daylight or something. Like, those activities in the large scale are the same thing. On the small scale, this does look like you end the night with your room being clean at least, because you sat on the floor and did absolutely nothing while your mind just raced and kind of held you hostage, but then you also held your mind hostage. It's an interesting situation, but it works, kind of. And then eventually you end up with a clean room, or dishes done, or an oil changed or something. Like, usually I get a life detail done after sitting for a little bit, or right now it's kind of like a video, I suppose. Like, heck if I know. But sit on the ground and do nothing, I recommend it. And I would love to say more, because this idea is incomplete. It's incomplete right now, but this video has to be done, because it needed to be done 5-10 minutes ago, and Nope, dang it, I tried closing out the video, and it's not time to close out the video yet. Gosh dang it. Alright, give me a second to figure out what else I have to say. Sit on the ground, do nothing, hold out and continue doing nothing, because the first idea you'll come to is I could at least be playing a video game, but stick to your values, because playing a video game will not bring about change. Nothing in your life changes if you don't change something, anything. Please change something, anything, or nothing will change. And if you wake up sad because everything is the same as it was yesterday and you didn't do the best you could to affect change, stop being upset that everything is the same. You have to do something or be okay that everything is the same. You have to do this thing. And once you reach the point of an idea that you can agree with, that your brain came up with, and you're like, yeah, sure, that will affect a little bit of life change, go ahead and do that thing. Because then life changed, you did something positive, you sat on the ground instead of reacting to whatever your head was intrusively obsessing over, and something positive came out of it. That's very key. Because right now, actively, I'm sitting on the ground still, my head is overthinking with a whole bunch of things. And I really wanted something to be different. For me, I decided to make a piece of art, because that's different. Something came out of it, more library, and hopefully these words help the person who asked for words about this, even if the idea is woefully incomplete. And I said, oh yeah, you feel bad? Sit on the floor about it. Like, that's not very helpful, but that's what I did. And hopefully it is actually helpful. I don't know for sure, but that's what I did about it today, at least. Because something's different. I made another video. I tried again, doing the best that I can. That's, I don't know, it's the best that I can do. And it means more than playing another video game for a little bit. Like, I might as well. I don't know. But I do know that I will walk away from today knowing that I felt a certain way, my mind had an idea, and it would not let go of it. Yet, I made something in the face of that, I did something anyway with my time that I'm proud of. I like the videos that I make, even if I don't all of the way understand them. So something positive did come out of my mood right now. I just had to sit on the floor about it and allow the moment to take place. Something else that's important is your involvement in that moment, which I would love to talk about more another time. But I think at this point, I can now close out the video. I think we wrapped up everything as that summary seemed important. So I think we can be done now. And I guess I'll throw in a couple of quick updates here at the end of the video. I might as well. I'll just real quick pop on my different color of hair to signify that this is a different portion of the video. This is just quick updates or something as I close out. So just real quick, here's what's going on. Barring Overthought, things are going pretty well, broadly speaking, with my endeavors. My communication system within Resonite is being built out still. It's coming along quite nicely. My relationship personally with Resonite is still TBD. And I did also come to a new realization as far as like the whole squirrel thing I've been going nuts about, right? I've been trying to explain what it is that I have in mind. And I think it's better just to like do the thing because it's something I can see barely in my head and I don't have the words to express it because it's weird. And so I might as well just do the thing. So I'm gonna just show you guys when the time comes, but I want to worry a little bit less about trying to explain it because it's unexplainable. I don't even understand it, for crying out loud. So I want to try and focus on this channel being this channel, which is being me and my concepts and philosophies and stuff like that. So that's just stuff I'm kicking around with. That's how my thoughts are developing as far as my art is concerned. And then I am still at the moment grappling pretty deeply with what my skill set is with video craft and the expression of words, etc., where that skill can fit into the world, but then also where I feel like being in the world and where those things intersect, but then I'm a really inconsistent person. So what is that like? Oh. And I just got an invite, so it is very much time for this to be done, and that is actually perfect timing, which is marvelous. So I'm going to hurry and go because I feel better after filming this at least, and I look forward to what comes after because I felt bad, did something about it, which came about by sitting on the floor, sort of. And it became what it was, and that is excellent. So I'm going to go now, though. Hasty outro, and I'm sitting on the floor, which is always awkward because I have to like leave the frame, but I have to like scoot over, and I don't like it ever, but I'm doing it. Bye, guys.